Hi guys, it's Gabe and I'm gay and welcome back to the Gay Converse podcast. We're back again. Yay! Cheers, applaud. We did it. It's a new week. So, hello. And hello, how are we doing? So basically, it has been a fun week and I realized that the biggest fear is what's happening right now. You guys, we have entered into the recession of fall. I thought we were going to have a good little fall side right now of the season, but no, we don't get that. Instead, we get to burn, and the world decided that it was going to go back to the 80s, and I have been burning and dying of heat again. I had a week to be happy. I had a week to be satisfied with the weather, and a week to go, yeah, you know what? This is going to be okay. This is going to end up pretty well. It did not. Spoiler alert. It did not at all. In matter of fact, the weather outside is brutal. There are some cloudy skies. Sometimes there are some clear skies. But I'll tell you one thing, it is always hot. And when it's really hot all the time, it is not fun. So I've spent my time on campus, walking around, being hot as heck. And also doing a lot of work, a lot of schoolwork, a lot of personal work, a lot of work that I'm just all over the place. It's been a hectic week, but it's also been fun and very transitional. I feel like from September to October, we're entering that period where we are going from September to the Halloween season, and I got my first scare, you guys. I know, it's so shocking. I watched a YouTube video and it scared me really badly, actually, and I don't really get scared from YouTube videos, but this video, it scared me pretty bad, y'all. It was one of those like turn your head and make sure that no one's behind you, but you're scared to turn your head because you think someone's behind you kind of vibe. It was that kind of horror. And I loved it. I was so intrigued. I was immensely hooked. And I was quite frankly scared. And I've also realized that I don't like being scared because being scared hurts my anxiety. And I already don't get a lot of sleep as it is. So sleeping less than I already do is not the best choice for me. But besides that, we are entering the horror season and I am staying away from all horror movies. Except for like Poltergeist and Exorcist, because those are like the only two horror classic movies I haven't seen yet for some reason, and I need to get on that. Everyone keeps telling me you need to watch that, and I'm saying yeah, sure, I will, and I'm going to, but not yet. Anyways, we have a good podcast today. I'm not sure how long this episode's going to be. It might be a little bit shorter than most episodes today because it has been quite a non-essential week, but we should talk about that Jeffrey Dahmer show on Netflix. One of the things about it is not a good portrayal of a gay person, as you can imagine. Jeffrey Dahmer is not the best example of a gay experience. And as a matter of fact, the example of using him as a LGBT character is a little bit iffy. And luckily, Netflix did remove the show from the LGBTQ category, finally. So that's something, okay, they did accept their losses there and they realized they're wrong. So that's good. They did kind of fix that. And I say kind of because it's not fully fixed. There's still a lot going on. There's still a lot they got to fix, okay? And when it comes to Netflix, there's been a lot of controversies lately, and I've noticed prices just keep raising and people get more and more iffy about it. But at the same time, if you cancel your subscription, where are you going to go? It's not like you're going to go watch Netflix somewhere else. So good luck trying to cancel their stuff. I don't think you're going to be able to that well. It's hard. I think it's going to be hard to transition yourself and step away from Netflix and go to another service and completely miss out on everything else that they're offering. So I think a lot of people want to leave Netflix, but they just can't for their entertainment side and the way they feel about certain things and how they want to explore Netflix's catalog, and they can't really do that anywhere else unless you're pirating it. And in that case, you should not be pirating it. Just saying there. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. I also wanted to talk about freshmen. Okay, I know. We're diving into the freshmen. I have a freshman best friend, okay? And my freshman best friend is a very good best friend, okay? But I'm not going to lie, some of these freshman people out there are crazy. Like, I feel each year we get worse and worse. My year was pretty crazy, but this year is getting really, really intense. There's been fights, y'all. There has been arguments. There has been a lot of pettiness and a lot of ignorance from our freshmen this year. And honestly, sometimes that's okay, but this time, you know what? I'm calling it out for what it is. I think we need to think, and we also need to realize that, wait a minute, why are the freshmen crazy? And we need to kind of stay away from them because they make some weird choices recently. I'm not going to lie, but they did give one good thing: gay people. Okay, I have seen so many gay people on this campus, and do I talk to them? Absolutely not. No, I would absolutely not talk to any gay man ever again. But they do exist. They are back on campus. So my eyes have either A, been cleansed, or B, realized that there are new college students. So, the second one seems to be more realistic. But yeah, basically, we get some good from the freshmen, but most of it is bad. We don't get a lot of good from the freshmen, you guys, this year. And it seems each year gets worse and worse. Next year, it's going to be probably worse. And then I think the year after that, I think we're going to start getting to a time where the kids are a bit more mature because they have grown up with social media their whole life, and now they are very desensitized to everything. And they've reached that golden standard where they are mentally armored. Is that the best word? They're mentally armored for anything. So I'm saying that, and I believe that could be true in the next couple years. And though that is a couple years from now, so we can't be prepared for that. What I was trying to say is that we might not even be in college when that section of people come in. So yeah, that's not great. That's not good at all. But basically, these freshmen this year have some crazy things going on. They are quarantine kids, so they had their whole childhood ruined. And to be fair, I did too. Okay, hear me out. I went through COVID as well, but my COVID was in my junior and senior year of college, high school. Sorry, and theirs was freshman, sophomore, which kind of sucks. But at the same time, I feel like they got to celebrate. Well, maybe not. Maybe they didn't. Yeah, I guess they didn't. I feel bad for them. I do sometimes. I won't lie. But some of them, man, just, they're so crazy. They don't know how to act in classes, y'all. They throw ruckuses. They go wild. They don't know what they're doing. They shoot. They holler. They do a lot of things. And I am personally quite anxious around them. I tend to stay away as much as I can. And maybe when I'm a junior and they're sophomores, maybe then I can be, yeah, hi. Let's talk and try to be friends, But right now that's not working, okay? I can't do it, okay? I can't do it. Nonetheless, though, these freshmen, they're trying their best, and I know we're in college and everything's hard, and college is rough, and it is rough, but it's a learning experience for everybody. So we're doing it. We're pushing forward. We are putting our best hats on and covering the sun. That's a new an analogy. There we go. It came out. There we go. Analogy. Mind blown. You guys are showing yourself self-care, right? The internet is getting controversy after controversy after controversy. And honestly, I'm just watching it happen. I don't know what's going on anymore. I don't know where I'm going to be anymore. I don't even know what my future looks like. I'm not even going to lie. I feel like every single day I am just shooting for the moon and hoping for the best. And I think that's what everybody's doing. But when are we going to get a little hint of stability? When are we going to get some answers, okay? When are we going to be told, hey, you know what? This is what's going down. This is how it's going to go down. And this is how we are going to achieve such amazing feats. When are we going to get that? Is it today? No. Is it tomorrow? Maybe. Next day? No, I don't know. When are we going to get that? When? Besides all the craziness of summer heat and voice crack, and also experiencing a lot of different forms of people on campus, I must say that this semester's class-wise, and I said this before, but I will restate it again, for me, classes have been going pretty good. I have not had that many issues. I have issues where it's I don't want to get out of bed, and then I force myself to get out of bed, and then I'm perfectly fine. But it's that time between, can I get out of bed, to actually getting out of bed, that's really hard. And I think we all experience that, but you know what I mean. We have been focusing a lot in my media classes about media and society, of course, and I haven't necessarily learned anything new. It's not really new knowledge to me, but I am listening so I can pass my finals and my tests. So that's going great. I'm also taking notes. I've learned a cool new little tactic of using an app and copy and pasting from my camera, the slides and stuff. That's pretty clever. And then when I need like the answers, I can like control F and find it in the document. Yeah, and I don't have to read my handwriting, so that's a plus as it is. And so there we go. You know, I'm finding tactics. I'm finding ways to break the boundaries. I'm finding ways to do things other people couldn't even imagine. I'm breaking the boundaries here. I am doing things beyond what Einstein could even thought about, okay? No, but if we're being serious, I personally have been focusing in class when I remember to and I'm not distracted. And I'm curious how you guys are doing with that too. I can't really talk to you guys one-on-one, so I am curious how well classes are going for you guys. If you guys are stressed out, if you are, it's going to be okay. We're like halfway through the semester already, so that's kind of crazy to say. I don't know why I said that. That's definitely a lie. We started a month ago. I don't know why I just said that. What a liar I am. Ew. Sure, we're early into the semester, but we're going to be okay. We got this, okay? We only got 3 months to go. Less than 3 months to go, okay? We can do it. We can do it. Right? You know, just push through, get that test done, focus a little bit more. And you know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to do winter school or summer school. Like, what? I'm going to have to go to a college class. With my little Santa hat on and sit there to get credits. I don't want to do that. But I think I'm going to have to. And it's going to make me really sad. And sorry, I just wanted to vent that out. I don't know why you care, but I just needed to get that off my chest. Also in the news, this week I took some photos of the campus Spider-Man. Apparently there's 3 of them, which is interesting considering the reality of the Spider-Man films. But there are apparently 3 Spider-Mans on campus, and I took a photo shoot with one of them. You can find that on my Instagram or his Instagram. Pretty cool. And I've written a lot of articles this week for the Nevada Sagebrush. So fun. There's an iPhone review out, which has some photos I took on campus. There is a back to school fashion piece, which also has photos taken on campus of, you know, people's back to school fashion, of course, obviously, you know. And then I also wrote a couple articles on some movies. I'm still writing now. We're pushing through. Beginning of October is going to be a big month. It's going to be a big month for me, guys. I have a lot going on, but we are pushing through, and we are fighters, and we're doing it. Okay, we are doing it greatly. We are living, we are surviving, and we are giving ourselves self-care, right, guys? Right? Self-care. You guys are showing yourself self-care, right? I also got my first ever medium format camera, which is so fun. If you don't know what that is, it's like a square format photo. I don't know how to imagine Instagram, but it's not taken with a digital camera. Okay, there you go. That's the best way I'm describing it to you. I don't know how else to describe it to you without spending 10 minutes on this topic, so I'm just gonna throw that out there. That's the thing. And yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this last podcast, but I kind of mentioned that I wrote the review on it, but I did get the new iPhone. It's going pretty well. I'm enjoying it. It's not an intense upgrade for those who aren't very heavy in creativity with photography and videography, but if you are, it's a nice little upgrade, and that's what I've been enjoying about it. I also heard that Samsung phones' batteries were expanding and blowing up, so that doesn't sound very enjoyable, and that's not me being biased. Okay, I've had Samsung phones in my life, and I won't anymore because my productivity could never go back to Samsung, but apparently Samsung phones are in danger after a couple years. So now not only is the software slowing your phone down, but now your battery is literally expanding and potentially going to blow up. So that's really fun. We as a society are doing great. So yeah, we have continuously destroyed our environment, and we are also continuing to do that with phones as well. And so that's another thing, is the whole economic friendly type of mentality some of these companies have, and then they do things that make it extremely hard to repair your phone easily, and then it costs more burden on the economical impact. That might be the worst way to describe that, but I'm going to leave it in because I'm going to assume that I did that the best I could, and I don't think I could do better, so I'm going to keep it like that. I've also spent quite a bit of time on campus looking at certain areas and like the actual campus in itself, and how I don't want to say unique it is, because it's not really unique, but how it looks cool or different than other parts of Reno. It's hard for me because I grew up here, so it's hard for me to go on campus and not see the same place that I've seen my whole life. But if I try to force myself, I can kind of see certain buildings and be like, yeah, that looks really cool, and that looks photo worthy, or that looks really interesting, and I haven't seen it from this angle, and I can like love, maybe not love, but admire that section of the campus, and then things are good there, and I kind of enjoy it. I have fun, and I don't know what I'm saying anymore. You know, you guys get what I'm saying, okay? Just look around and enjoy your life. We pay money to see brick structures around us every day, and we might as well enjoy it, okay? Have you guys ever been into the chemistry building? Because the chemistry building, if in case you didn't know, I'm not a chemistry major, but I visited there a couple times, and it literally is like a laboratory. Like, I felt like I was in an actual laboratory. You can just go in. There was legit like signs about ventilation and warnings. And when I touched the door to that building, I was so scared I was going to get infected with some disease or some type of like chemical painful symmetric interaction with my pulsing veins. That came off, you get what I'm saying, but I was very nervous that I was going to get sick from touching the door, and I didn't get sick. But here's the thing, this is the big but. You guys should check out the chemistry building because it's genuinely really cool, and it's really scientific looking. And as a man who wants to be a scientist but doesn't want to be a scientist because I'm not smart enough, it was pretty cool. It was like I like imagine myself being a scientist, except I didn't do anything. I just walked around and watched other people do things that are actually changing the world, and I just sat there and I was like, wow, that is quite the thing you just did right there. Let me not understand, because I don't know how to do this like math. So it's fun. Check it out. I've also seen an uprising on the campus of LGBTQ clubs and activities and resources, which is nice. Lots of posters are up. It's so great. If you guys seen those, let me know how the actual groups are, things like that. I haven't been able to attend one yet, but based on the amount that we have compared to last year, it feels pretty good. It's a nice upgrade than what we had before. So it feels better. And I feel like there is a lot more LGBT people on campus. Could be a lie. I could be pulling that out of my booty, but you know what? I'm going to pretend it's true. I am tired of red hair. I said it. You or somebody you know has red hair. I'm telling you, it is absolutely one of the most intense trends that just came out of nowhere. It just showed up. Literally every room I go to, there is one person with red hair. And I don't get it. They always have one person with red hair, and they just chill with red hair. And it's like, what is the trend here? What are you trying to achieve? Like, what is the aesthetic? I don't understand. Like, I wish somebody could explain to me like what red hair is like associated with. I think I've heard that some red hair could be associated with heartbreak or the start of fall. But at the same time, I would think you would go for like a bit more of an orange color. Or if you are going for a heartbreak vibe, I would go full black. I'd go full black with some like crazy haircut that would make me stand out, and like a really sharp haircut, sharp edges. That's what I would do. That would be my breakup fit or breakup haircut. I would do that. But red hair is kind of interesting. My best friend has red hair, but she's always had red hair, so I'm kind of okay with it. It's not. No, I'm gatekeeping. Nobody can have red hair. It's not okay. No, but red hair is good. It's just like it's getting overexposed, which is weird. And it's kind of scaring me. Not scaring me, but you know what I mean? It's kind of like making me curious why. And it's making me think more about what's going to happen next with the next trend, because this red hair thing just really showed up out of nowhere, and now everybody's doing it. And when I say everybody, I mean literally like pretty much everybody has tried to do red hair or thought about it, I think. I literally had chocolate cherry hair. To be fair, though, I got it from Vogue. So, you know what? I think mine had a bit more reasoning. If you have red hair, let me know what inspired you to get it, because I am curious. This is for research purposes only. I am curious. Is there like an aesthetic you got? Is there like a certain identity it connects with? Not identity, but like a certain group of people it connects with? I'm curious. I don't really know. So I want to learn more about red hair culture. So let me know. I am also curious, how do we feel about Panera Bread, considering the fact that I don't think I've ever once thought about that place since last semester. It feels like that place just disappeared. I remember before it opened, everyone was so excited. Everyone was like, oh my God, Panera Bread. And I ate one sandwich. It was like bread and mac and cheese. And I bit into it and all the mac and cheese fell everywhere. It was like Kraft on my lap. And I was just like, girl, what is this? Like, oh, I can't. I can't even. It was a mess. It made me cry. Not really. But I was confuzzled. I was lost. I was so broken and shattered. And I didn't know what to do. I had to go to the bathroom and clean myself up. It was so fun. On a real note, though, I've just been focusing a lot on the fact that every time I walk by Panera, which is every day, I don't even dare to think about going into that building. I just walk by and I'm like, oh yeah, there is a Panera Bread there. And it's like the only one in Reno. And I also am going to continue walking. I don't know how else to say that. I'm just like, cool. Panera Bread, cool. Anyways, so yeah, have you guys been there? Do you guys like it? What do you guys get that's like actually good there? I've heard some mixed things. I'm curious. Yeah, I'm also curious if you guys go to the Knowledge Center, do anything fun there, read books, study maybe, do you guys, do any of that studying? I don't. Have you guys been doing any, extracurricular activities, Have you guys been doing... I'm asking you these questions expecting you to respond, but you're not going to. So I'm kind of just wasting our time here. I'm sorry. But you know what else I've noticed before is I've heard people talking about college field trips. A college field trip. I don't think I've ever heard of anybody going on a college field trip. And now I kind of want to go on one. It sounds really fun. Imagine going on a college field trip and they don't have to take attendance and actually care about you. That would be actually hecka cool. You just go there and they're like, oh, are you here? Cool, you're here? Cool. And if you're not on the bus at this time, get an Uber. Go outside. Good luck. College field trips really be like, if we leave you behind, go and figure it out yourself. You're in the trenches now. Good luck. Survival mode, first aid kit era. No, I'm very curious though, if you guys have been on a college field trip. What did you do? I think if there is a college field trip, it has to be really, really important. It wouldn't be something like, oh, we're gonna go to the fire department. Not that the fire department isn't important, but I mean, for a college field trip, I feel like you would need to do something extreme. You have to be like, we're gonna go dig up some dinosaur bones and dig deep into their history. It would have to be something like that, okay? Some historical, earth-shattering, groundbreaking moment. I think that's what it would take for a college field trip. And in my case, with journalism and media and society, any field trip we do would be like, we're going to go to the Grammys. And that is something that we just would not do because we wouldn't go to the Grammys. That makes very much sense. But yeah, I think if you have gone on a college field trip, what did you do? I'm really curious. Let me know. I am also mentioning this out of pure love. Do you guys like your professors? How we feeling? I like my professors so far. I have a gay professor. Let's hear it for the gay professor. Yes, King. Okay. But I also have other good professors that I'm enjoying. Do you guys have good professors? Last semester and the semester before that, I think I only had one professor, that I actually genuinely loved and cared about. And the other ones were so mid. I was just some of them were just bad. I had a math teacher that literally the day after we got our iPads, she literally told us, hey, you can't use your iPads in the entire class to take notes. You have to do it handwritten on a piece of paper. I don't accept electronics out in my class. And I was like, what? I thought this was supposed to be college. What do you mean? And I blame that to be the reason why I failed that class, because there is no way in this day and age you expect me to pull out a pen and a paper with a eraser. Come on now. Let's get real. What am I, Benjamin Franklin? Come on. Please. I'm not a hateful person, so I don't really go on Rate My Professors. But if I did, she would not have a stunning review. Her review would be very much like, hey, maybe next time you should let us use the technology the university provided us. And it's not like she would read it, because apparently she doesn't like technology. So joke's on me. She got me there. I also want to thank everybody for the overwhelming support on the first episode of our second season. We made it. We did it. We changed the world. We changed the podcast interface. Podcast will never be the same after me. No, but actually, I just want to thank you guys for the positivity on this podcast. I'm getting new flyers and posters up next month. So excited because they decided to take the other ones down eventually. And I have to put new ones up. So that means I have to go around the campus again and put them up one by one. And that means I have to go into every other building. And it's going to be like 90 degrees outside. It's going to be so great. And that's just the things I do for you. On a real note, though, I really do appreciate the support on the podcast. And also, since this is our second episode where we are powering up, we are we're collaborating with the Nevada. Girl, you gotta be kidding me, motorcycle. I am recording a podcast in high resolution. I can't have you driving by. Excuse you. And he interrupted me. Homophobia. Anyways, as I was saying, thank you guys so much for the support on our second. Well, technically it was the first episode you supported because this episode is not out yet. But this is the second episode that we've worked with the Nevada Sagebrush and partnered up with them, and it's been really great and I've been enjoying it. So thank you guys so much for the support. Like I said, we were gonna end this episode a little bit early. By early, I mean like 3 minutes and 40 seconds early. But yeah. Opinions expressed in this podcast are from me, and it is not necessarily the views of the Sagebrush or UNR or the staff. You know how it is. It's just me and my little journalistic thoughts purring off and slaying the day away. So keep that in mind. Thank you guys so much for listening to the podcast. Let's have a good week. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. Don't do anything crazy unless you really want to do something crazy. And in that case, do that crazy thing really safely. And yeah, I'm out of here. See you guys next week. Goodbye. Cue the intro music, even though it's the outro.